You think love is about connection. It's not. It's about power. And the moment you realize this, every relationship you've ever had starts to make sense. Right now, someone in your life is testing you, not with words, not with obvious games, but with silence, with distance, with calculated kindness that feels just off. You feel it, don't you? That subtle shift when their warmth has conditions, when their love comes with invisible strings. Here's what Machiavelli knew that you don't. Love without power is begging, and they know it too. You've been taught that love conquers all, that vulnerability is strength, that showing your cards builds trust. But watch what happens when you text them first every time. Notice how they pull back when you're too available. Feel how your kindness gets mistaken for weakness. The truth? They're not testing your love. They're testing your value. And most people fail this test without even knowing they're taking it. Think about the last person who had you questioning everything. The one who made you feel like you were too much and not enough at the same time. They'd give you just enough attention to keep you hooked, then disappear right when you needed them most. You told yourself they were busy, complicated, going through something. But here's what was really happening. They were training you, like a master chess player, 3 moves ahead. Every unreturned text was deliberate. Every canceled plan was strategic. Every hot and cold moment was designed to keep you off balance. Because when you're off balance, you lean in. When you lean in, they lean back. And suddenly, without realizing it, you're chasing someone who's teaching you your place. But before I reveal why they do this, you need to understand something darker. Love is a marketplace. And in every marketplace, there are buyers and sellers. The one who needs it less sets the price. The one who needs it more pays. This isn't cynical. This is survival. And the sooner you understand this, the sooner you stop being merchandise. You see, Machiavelli never said to be cruel in love. He said to never be desperate. There's a difference. Cruelty repels. But desperation attracts predators. Watch how different people become when you stop initiating. Notice how they suddenly remember your name when you forget theirs. Feel how their interest spikes when yours flatlines. This isn't a game. This is the hidden architecture of human connection. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here's what they don't want you to know. Every relationship has a secret scoreboard. Who texts first? Who says I love you more? Who apologizes? Who compromises? Who waits? And whoever's ahead on this scoreboard controls the relationship, not through force, but through the most powerful currency in human connection, perceived value. You thought being loving meant giving more, but in the economy of desire, scarcity creates value. Abundance creates disposal. The person who loves less holds the power, not because they're stronger, but because they appear to have options. And appearance, as Machiavelli knew, is everything. Think about every time you've been ghosted, that sudden silence that made you check your phone obsessively, made you wonder what you did wrong, made you craft the perfect message to win them back. In that moment, they weren't ignoring you. They were crowning themselves, because a king doesn't chase. A king is chased. But here's where it gets really dark. They learned this from you. Every time you responded instantly, every time you rearranged your life for them, every time you forgave without them asking, you were teaching them your price. And that price kept dropping. The nice person doesn't lose because they're weak. They lose because they advertise their weakness. They show their hand while everyone else is bluffing. They give loyalty to people still running auditions. They offer permanence to people treating them like options. You know that friend who always gets treated like gold, the one who seems to have people wrapped around their finger without trying. Watch them closely. They don't chase. They don't explain. They don't convince. They simply exist. And their existence seems somehow more valuable than yours. Want to know their secret? They understand the law of emotional supply and demand. When you flood the market with your attention becomes worthless. When you make yourself rare, you become priceless. This isn't manipulation. This is mathematics. The same mathematics that governs every exchange of value in nature. But most people can't do this. Want to know why? Because they're afraid. Afraid of being alone, afraid of losing someone, afraid of seeming cold, so they overgive, overtext, overlove. And in doing so, they communicate one thing. I'm afraid you'll leave. And fear, in the kingdom of love, is a death sentence. Here's what Machiavelli would tell you if he saw your text messages. Stop announcing your devotion. Stop broadcasting your availability. Stop negotiating for basic respect. A prince doesn't beg for loyalty. A prince creates conditions where loyalty is the only logical choice. You want to know how they really test you? It's not what you think. They test you with withdrawal, with subtle disrespect, with broken promises wrapped in reasonable excuses. They're not testing to see if you'll stay. They're testing to see if you'll protest. Because the moment you accept disrespect, you've shown them your crown is made of paper. Remember this. In love, as in war, the person willing to walk away holds all the power. Not because walking away is the goal, but because it's the only credible threat that keeps respect alive. You've been in relationships where you felt like you were auditioning for a role you already had, where you had to earn what you were already giving freely, where your partner acted like your presence was a favor, not a partnership. That feeling, that's what it feels like to love from a position of weakness. And weakness in love isn't about being sensitive or caring. It's about having no options, or worse, acting like you have no options when you do. The moment you realize love is a power game, three things happen. First, you stop taking rejection personally. It's not about you, it's about leverage. Second, you stop over-investing in people who under-invest in you. The math stops making sense. Third, and this is the important part, you start attracting different people because power recognizes power. Value attracts value. And self-respect is the most intoxicating aphrodisiac in existence. But here's what nobody tells you about using Machiavellian wisdom in love. It's not about becoming cold. It's about becoming calculating. Not calculating in manipulation, but calculating in investment. You don't give less love. You give love more strategically. To people who've earned it, who reciprocate it, who multiply it instead of consuming it. The person who hurt you, they were your teacher. Every game they played showed you the rules. Every test they gave taught you the answers. Every power move they made revealed the board. You're not bitter. You're educated. And education in the laws of power is worth more than 1,000 empty "I love yous." So tomorrow, try this. Don't text first. Don't fill the silence. Don't chase the ghost. Watch what happens when you become the ghost. Watch how different the game becomes when you're not playing. Watch how quickly they remember your value when you stop reminding them. This isn't about revenge, it's about revelation. The revelation that you've been playing checkers in a chess world, that you've been speaking poetry to people counting coins, that you've been offering your heart to people shopping for accessories. Love without power isn't love, it's charity. And nobody respects charity. They might need it, they might take it, but they don't respect it. Because respect is reserved for those who know their worth and defend it. You know that person who has everything you want? The relationship that seems effortless? The love that seems balanced? Look closer. One person in that equation understands power, and they're using it not to dominate, but to maintain equilibrium, to ensure mutual investment, to create a dynamic where both people are choosing, not chasing. This is the secret. Power in love isn't about control. It's about choice. The choice to stay or leave. The choice to invest or divest. The choice to accept or reject. And when both people have that choice and know the other person has it too, that's when real love begins. But most people give away their choice. They announce through their actions, "I have nowhere else to go." And the moment you announce that, you become furniture. Comfortable, reliable, forgettable. The tests will keep coming, tonight, tomorrow, in every interaction where your value is being measured. But now you see them, now you understand them, now you can pass them, not by playing games, but by refusing to play from a position of weakness. Remember, everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. And those few, they should consider themselves lucky, because access to you, the real you, is a privilege, not a right. And privileges can be revoked. You're not becoming cold. You're becoming sovereign. You're not playing games. You're recognizing the game that's always been played. You're not manipulating. You're finally participating as an equal player instead of a willing victim. The person you're thinking about right now, the one who made you feel small, they only had that power because you gave it to them. And you can take it back, not by fighting, not by convincing, but by simply redistributing your energy to people who match it. Love is not a battlefield, it's a boardroom. And in every boardroom, the person willing to walk away from a bad deal wins. Not because they want to walk, but because they can. Machiavelli knew something about human nature that romantic movies won't tell you. People don't value what comes easy. They value what they might lose. They don't respect what's guaranteed. They respect what must be earned. They don't cherish abundance. They cherish scarcity. You are not abundant. You are scarce. Your time is scarce. Your energy is scarce. Your love is scarce. The moment you start treating these resources like the limited commodities they are, the market adjusts, and suddenly you're not begging for attention, you're rationing it. But if Machiavelli showed you the game, Jung will show you why you're playing it, why you crave what withdraws, why you chase what runs, why your shadow is calling the shots while your conscious mind writes poetry. And that's even darker than strategy, because the real opponent isn't them, it's you.